Hi, Joe Cerrone.
Hey, Al Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 117, Intermediate AutoCAD, and our weekly Zoom meeting. Midterm practice exam will be next week. The midterm practice exam is available now. The midterm exam is next week. And so in order to get people acclimated to using the D2L system, we put a practice exam in the quizzes and exam area. The exam will be taken from the textbook questions, Technical Drawing 101, chapters 1 through 8. The actual real exam, the real midterm, will be available next week, starting on Monday, October 26th through Sunday, November 1st. And so we gave you a week to do the tests, and the test will be active starting, it's kind of Sunday night. I actually think 12 a.m. It's early Monday morning, 12 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And we do that because we know some people like that time when everybody is asleep to do their work. And so we can activate this exam 24/7, or at least it seems like we can, so we have. We'll be using this HonorLock proctoring service, and they do charge for it. And it's really the only way that we can verify our identities of our students. And so that's the tone that the administration is asking us to follow. If you take the exam, they will ask you for $6.99 per exam, or you can pay $11 and you can take as many exams as you need to for the semester. And we will be using the HonorLock for the final exam as well. So we recommend the $11 purchase option. The midterm exam will consist of two parts. The quizzes, textbook questions, will be 100 points, and there will be a hands-on drawing, which will not use HonorLock. And I believe it gives you the choice of either an architectural or a mechanical drawing exercise. It's just a test, nothing to get real nervous about. But on the other hand, you do want to take it seriously because I believe it's a significant portion of your grade. I believe it's 20%. And so as you look at your scores, I think things are going quite well for the students. But from a standpoint of taking the midterm practice exam, we'll show you what that looks like. And so under quizzes and exams, we have this midterm practice exam. And if I click on it, I can show you kind of what the questions will look like. So there's a number of different questions and different point values, 3 points for written responses and 1 point for multiple choice questions. So for example, what does the acronym AIA stand for? And it will be auto graded. And so that's American Institute of Architects. We did just convert this over to the digital format. And so I did a lot of typing on this to get this set up. So if you do see any errors or omissions, please email us and we'll fix it. Other questions, like for example, these matching exercises, will give you the questions and then they'll ask you to choose from an answer. So for example, drafting field concerned with design of semiconductor devices. What do you think, Al?
I would say 4.
So we'll go with 4. Drafting concerned with screw threads and fasteners. That would be 1, mechanical. I did quite a bit of that. Chemical plants and oil refineries. Process piping is my guess. Bachelor's degrees.
5.
Whoops.
5. 5. Bachelor degree's got to be 5.
You're right. So this one is going to be 3.
Yep.
Type of college degree held by many drafters is going to be associates.
Right.
There you go. All right. And so 35214. Uh-oh. So I've got to fix this. Good thing we checked it, Al.
Yep.
So obviously, it's a good thing we checked it, but that's why we're doing this. That's why it's a practice exam. So we'll make a mental note to make sure that this exam is set. But if you do see any errors or omissions, let us know. So for example, what size is a B-size mechanical sheet? That should be 17 by 11, and it is, or 11 by 17. So it's pretty straightforward. You can go through these questions. There's a lot of them. I mean, not an overabundance of them, but it will take you, some time to do the test. Typically, most of the time when we're in person, we'll give the students from 6 o'clock until 7:30 to do the multiple choice questions. Then we'll take a short break, and then we'll do the hands-on exam from 7:30 until class is over at 9.
And by the way, Joe, hands-on is only one drawing. We did not put two on this thing.
Okay,
Mechanical drawing.
so it's a mechanical drawing.
Mhm.
All right. And we'll have that information. Looks like Enrique's admitting to the room, so I'm going to add one more person.
Sure.
So that's our midterm practice exam. And it's right by the book. And the questions are taken from the end of the chapters of chapters 1 through 8.
And by the way, Joe, they can use open book, open notes, open computer, whatever they think you need to use. If you need a calculator, you can use that also. That's fine.
Right. And you do want to be a little careful. We are having this proctored. If there is anything that comes into question, we're not the type of people who want to go and fail people, but we also just want to make sure that people are doing the work. And so that's the only way that we can verify the identities. And it's really going to be the way a lot of everything is run nowadays, or at least a lot of the courses are set. So again, the practice exam is available now. And then the actual midterm exam will be very similar to this practice exam for the multiple choice part. And then there will be a hands-on exam that will be available for the students to take and turn in. And so the exam will be available starting on Monday, October 26th at midnight. With that, maybe you could tell us a little bit about Module 8, Al?
Fantastic, no problem. It's a sectional view, as you can tell what's going down there. We're showing you how to take one part and splice it, called, and it's slicing it right down, and he's splitting two parts into it. And you have to make sure you show a hatch pattern, which is a sectional view. That means if the part was made out of a metal or aluminum or plastic, whatever, and you cut it, you would see this section portion of it.
Right. It lets us see the interior features of a part. If we look at the objectives, we'll go through and we'll talk about different types of sections and the terminology used with that. And we'll also look at how to create these mechanical sections with a cutting plane and using hatch patterns.
And a cutting plane, as you see, it has two arrows, and arrows are facing the area that we are cutting away and looking and viewing.
Right. And, if you go through and you start reading the book for details, that's really what this course is about. And so when we look at how do we test and how do we assess, really what we want to do is add some standardization. What is the field of technical drawing like? What are the different areas of employment? They talk about salaries, they talk about work habits, and then they go through, and each chapter will have like a mechanical exercise and an architectural exercise. So it works very well for an intermediate AutoCAD course. If we look at the textbook, I believe that's the book, it's chapter 8. And it basically goes through and talks to us about how to make these different section views step by step. And then these details, whether they're architectural or if they are mechanical in nature. And we'll go through and do or talk about the components of chapter 8 when we're done with this short recording that talks about our weekly to-do list. So that's the textbook link, and then module 8. I love this, Al. You go right into the lecture component for that. And then if we come back here and we look at the lab 8, one thing that I'd like you to add, Al, is there's 3 videos that work really well in here. So in our color coding aspect of it, we want to add the videos. If we go to content and we go into chapter 8, there's a video here. Here's video for part 1.
That'd be fine, no problem.
All righty. And so there's no reason for us to go through in our weekly Zoom meeting to demonstrate this because we've already cut a good video on how this works.
The only difference, Joe, between the video and what we have in the paper space is our B-size paper is different now. It's a lot more complex and easy to go for us to use. It has more power to it. You know,
Great. I appreciate you fixing those up, Al. As we start to work with it, you can see that the first video demonstrates how to do basic detailed drawing. And then when you go into the second video, part 2, we take it and we continue.
and later on, we will show you how to take a little rectangle or square. We'll drop a hole in the center of it, a cylinder, and we'll show you how to do a slice and how to cut it in half, just to make sure so it's quicker and understandable.
And so in the second video, it goes through the content, how to go through and add dimensions. And as we start to get more technical in nature, we go through like how to call out these, and of course the video covers it up when I need it. But things like how to call out holes, some GD&T information, and how to properly dimension and call out hole features. So good mechanical content in module 8 with videos on how to create the drawings. There are questions at the end of the chapter. They're bonus. You will be seeing questions like that on the midterm, so it's not a bad idea to take a look at those. But that essentially is module 8. Module 8 will be due in 2 weeks. And so I believe it's going to be due on November 4th. We can take a look in the assignments folder just to check. Nope, it's due the 11th. So even better. I think we pushed it back because we are doing the midterm exam next week. So
my bad.
All right. So back to the main splash page. Okay. So as a quick recap, the midterm practice, go ahead, Al.
We added one more thing. If you go down a little bit, please, and go to where top mod 8 is, a little further down. And if you see right below, right there, it says retaining of lab 8 information can be located under, and it says green content. If you don't want to do anything else, just click on it, automatically will. Left click, please. Goes right to content.
So Al's kind of our D2L guru. He's our master of setting these things up because it's really kind of like writing a book, writing a digital book. And I appreciate that we've got those things set up. It does take quite a bit of time to actually go through and put all that content together. The textbook author does not do that for us. So a lot of this is just development work. All right. So again, practice exam, module 8, section views. We've got all that content in module 8 along with the videos. And then from a standpoint of how Al's been setting this up, book exercises are color coded now in blue. Lab exercises, which would be CAD work, would be in green. And then videos are purple or magenta, and quizzes and exams are colored in red. So with that, that's this week's weekly recap. Anything you'd like to add, Al?
No, I think we covered a lot today. We don't want to put in too much pressure on you because the midterm is next week.
Right. And as we have an asynchronous course, we hold these Zoom meetings so that we get a chance to talk to the students and answer any questions. So with that, I'm going to end this meeting, and not this meeting, but this recording, and we're going to open things up for questions. All right. We'll see you online. And if you have any questions, make sure that you instant message us or email us.